Hello folks, and welcome to my solo Space Engineers Survival Let's Play. This is Oninous from Oninous Gaming, and if you watched my last episode, you realized that I got cut off at the last second when I was talking. Oh boy. I was gonna say, oh, subscribe, but yeah. I guess that got cut off. I could use subscribers. Not a lot of people watching right now, but I'm hoping in the future they will. So we're just fleshing out our platform inside our home asteroid to make a base inside the asteroid, just like a launch bay and a ship construction bay. Kind of gifted. This asteroid is massive. I don't know if we're gonna finish this episode with only 15 minutes per episode. I highly doubt it. But I will say this: at some point, when I'm done with this lower level right here, or putting all this stuff, all these skeletal blocks in, just the wireframe in, we're probably going to go up and make an assault craft, because I've been seeing a lot of these cargo ships pass by, and we're missing a lot of resources. And I'm not resource greedy, but these cargo ships, we earn the resources that we get from them by flying into guns. If you don't have a lot of previous knowledge about them, they shoot at you. So, and some of them are booby trapped. I haven't done any research. I'm recording this episode right after the last one, but I'll have to do some research and see which ones have booby traps and which ones I think we can get in a small assault ship. I'm not going to make anything too complicated. Some Gatling guns, some heavy armor, and some engines in a cockpit. But it'll be interesting. I've seen a lot of interesting ships on the workshop, and I can imagine they're all going to change soon because of the mass nerf. But yeah. I'm just, oh, this is a pain in the butt. And is that that's another private sale. Now the game's just trolling me. Come and get me. Come and get me. It wants me to go out there in my suit so I can get shot up, I bet. How much you want to bet? Keen Software, I swear, Keen Software House trolls its players. Like with the meteorites and landing gear that go nuts. And I mean, in our multiplayer survival that I played in, we were doing exploration, which caused an intense amount of lag on the server. It was horrible, even though we didn't have a lot of mods. We had like 2 mods, and we would always go, and every time we'd get a capital ship, on the way back it would wig out and would get killed, or it'd eject us from the cockpit and would die, or I don't know why, but Keen Software House took some missions that had rotors and pistons in them and then put them in exploration, and those things are just horribly bugged, especially on multiplayer. Just horrible. They cause intense amount of lag, as far as some people have said. So I guess a multiplayer server can only handle a finite amount of rotors and pistons in the game, and after that it's just like a horrible memory leak or something that starts to occur, or it just can't handle it. On top of that, there's even in solo player, which is essentially just a one-person server. It's just local, and there's no lag between you and the server. There's mining bugs. And if somebody mines on a server, it's just rip. It just, everything comes to a halt with certain things. And it's, I mean, people call it desync, they call it lag. I mean, sometimes you'll try to place a block and it'll take the material to place the block, but the block won't appear, and then you can't place a block there if you have more material. But if you grind down that area or the block behind it, it'll allow you to place the block again or try to place a block. And usually if you do it like 50 times, the block will finally appear. And it's comical. It's absolutely comical. And you just have somebody sitting there cursing their brains out because they can't get just one block to place. And landing gear are so glitched, like I said. And the funny thing is, I felt like one of the Three Stooges one time I was playing multiplayer and I was trying to build from a blueprint. So a small ship, so I put down a landing gear and I put down a reactor, put some uranium in the reactor, and I put down a blueprint. I selected my projector, and I selected my blueprint, and it was up there, and everything looked good. And I started welding on it, and outreached the landing gear and killed me. It just, everything started to wig it out like crazy every time I'd try to weld on it, and it killed me like 10 times. So then I was like, oh, wise guy, eh? and I went back to the landing gear, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to build this, not on a multiplayer server. So I went back to the landing gear, and I kept trying to grind it down, and I couldn't grind it down, and it would just reach out and just kill me again. And the guy who was running the server's like, what the heck? Because he came down to the area I was in, there was like 15 corpses of me just lying around, and he's like, die much? And I was like, dude, I was like, you have no idea, for like the last how many minutes I've been like getting killed by this landing gear, and I've given up on like building the ship. I just want to get rid of the landing gear so it doesn't kill anybody else. And he walks right up to it and grinds it and gets rid of it. And I was like, oh god. And it's, you know, it's desync and lag, but it's sometimes it's kind of funny because you can like see things wig the hell out on a server, and to everybody else it's fine. So it's like you're like, oh my god, that you're gonna crash, and they're like, what? I'm nowhere near that, and it's kind of funny. And then you can see like ships bouncing around, and it's kind of, yeah. But anyways, yeah. So we, on the multiplayer server, we tried to bypass the malfunctioning landing gears um, with a mod called Maglocks. That was the third mod we installed, and yeah, they weren't better. They didn't wig out, so to speak, but basically you couldn't unlock them. So if you used them, you couldn't unlock them. And then one of the ships we put them on, we locked it down to a station that we had found, and then logged off, came back, and when we came back, the ship was, we had to use SE Toolbox to find it, and the ship was 3 million kilometers away, or 3 million meters away, moving away at like 104.5 meters per second, which is absolutely hilarious. We're like, what the heck? So I think the server owner used SE Toolbox to, because it was his ship. So I think he used SE Toolbox to move the ship back to the station, and it still had the maglock on it and everything. It was normal. And I was just like, what the heck happened there? Because the inertial dampeners were off, the engines were off, and the maglock had been engaged, but it just decided to take the heck off. It was pretty funny. It's like, deuces, I'm going for french fries. This looks ginormous, and I'm wondering if we can actually continue extending it out. No, because it'll hit right there, won't it? I think we should probably slope it down now. So we'll go like this. We could go farther out, but I kind of like the idea of it being kind of shrouded from direct sight by the asteroid. But like I've said previously, there's not a lot of defense going on here right now. So, but best practices, they say. All right, let's go back to this. No, yes, yes, yes. And what we'll do is we'll just make a wall here as best as we can, wherever it'll take blocks. Just try to make it look kind of good, and not just like a a plank of wood just got stuck in an asteroid. We could probably even weaponize the area if we want to later on. If this area is unused, it can probably fit some turrets nicely. I'm all about aesthetics and symmetry though, so if it looks ridiculous, I probably won't do it. What's that? Oh, that's our base. Like, that's the strangest color I've ever seen, randomly inside an asteroid. And I've seen a few. So it seems like everybody is so much farther along and they make so much more progress in their episodes than I do, and I think it's because I take you guys along for everything I do. And that involves a lot more talking, a lot more conversation on my part, and maybe a lot more patience on your part. But I think I'm offering something other channels aren't offering, and that's just a complete 100% experience. Whoops. What did I... Whoops. What did I do? 4. And, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. I've played Minecraft in the past. But, the things about this game that appeal to me are not the same things about Minecraft that appeal to me. But, it's what Minecraft lacked that this game has that is what appeals to me. Okay, so that is a lot of stuff. And, what do you think? I like it. I think that, I think we'll die. That was... Thanks, Keen. I have no idea what that was. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot. I think I do know what that was. The mass. I think mass affects you, so in essence, you take more damage when you hit things. I was going to talk about that. When I went out mining, I did take some damage in my... No, I don't have a lot of mass though. I did take some damage in this mining craft. That's why I want to build another one. But, I mean, I fixed it on the fly. So I didn't want to just like be, come in, start recording, be like, I took some damage. Can I have some wine with my cheese? Or, no, excuse me, can I have some cheese with my wine? So, I just fixed it. I knocked some engines off. But it was strange because I have that heavy armor on that. And the engines are pretty well recessed and protected. And I have a miner just like this that only has light armor, and the engines are not very well protected. And I have never lost an engine on that. But I knocked an engine off of this one twice. So, I mean, it kind of concerns me. But I think mass will cause you to take more damage if you weigh more. Really, really curious. Anyways, it's coming up in the end of the episode. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys could leave me a like and, comment if you'd like to talk, have any questions, have any suggestions, just want to blab, go ahead, talk. And do me a favor, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. If I can get 250 subscriptions, I can get a vanity link. And tell other people about my channel if you like it a lot and you find it interesting. Talk to you